Wagwan.
Hello, beautiful people.
Whoa. Ugly here, people.
Welcome back to the Moun And Ibra show.
And I'm Ibra.
And I'm Moun, your least favorite guy.
Cat.
He's the one who said he's the favorite guy.
I said nothing.
He did say that.
He stole my shit already.
So what's up? What's popping in the building?
Wagwan.
What do you guys? It's summer. It's hot outside.
It's real hot. We like
It's
that.
crusty outside too.
We like that. We definitely like that.
Yes, sir. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video, and put your seatbelt on. Let's go. What do we got?
Yes, sir.
Brother?
So today, here's what we got. I was watching a podcast.
Yeah.
And I saw something similar to this. I was like, yeah, why not? Basically, the question is this. In today's generation, they call today's generation the Gen Z or Gen Z or however you want to say it.
Yeah.
People find reasons to leave anything instead of staying. So whether it's work, a relationship, a goal, whatever you want, like people find more reasons. People tend to find reasons to leave, like any reason to leave, instead of trying to find any reasons to stay. So you with your partner type shit, and it's like, nah, she ain't cooking, so bye. Okay, yeah, that
Just because she ain't cooking.
that's a buy. That's a buy for me too. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I'm saying, like, let's say, when you get with someone, for example, in a relationship, you don't know them right away.
Yeah.
So then when you get to know them properly, you guys are together, it's been a year, 2 years, and then you start to really see what the person is about. And then you don't like one trait, for example, or any particular trait of that person that you don't like. But before that, you guys were having an amazing relationship. And just because of that, instead of just trying to say, all right, we have an amazing relationship, let's try to work it out, people tend to, for one reason, especially if it's something that's happening over and over, they get tired real quick. You know what I mean? Like 2-3 weeks, a month, and they're like, nah, I can't do this anymore. Instead of just trying to tell themselves all the good things in the relationship and try to figure out what's going on, they bounce.
Yeah, actually, it doesn't apply only on relationship. Actually, 2 episodes ago, actually, not job, everything. Projects for yourself, personal projects. It applies to everything nowadays. I think it's because we think we have the choice to choose one thing over another.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because if I take an example, as not in relationship, let's say job, okay, and you are currently at a job you don't like, and just all of a sudden, I don't know the reason why you don't like that job.
Okay.
It depends, because if your supervisor is a dickhead or whatever, man, I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons. For me though, I mean, if my team manager is just on me every time and is pissing me off every time, man, I'm leaving that job. Honestly, it's
not healthy.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
So apart from that, if you are actually, let's say, someone who is working, let's say someone who like to work from home actually, but the job doesn't give them that, and that person is like, oh, this is the reason I'm quitting the job, because I cannot work remotely. That's
a sad reason to leave.
That's a
lazy reason
to leave. So I think it's because we have a lot of choice nowadays. You'll be like, okay, if I quit this job, I will be able to work at another job within a month, within 2 months. You see? So those are basically the reasons. I think it's just because we think we have choices, and we just don't wanna be putting extra efforts in our current job, our current situation, relationship, you know, we don't want to make it work just because we want to find lazy reason to quit those situation or those relationship we are into.
It's definitely lazy. That's the least to say. Like a reason like that. I feel like COVID made a lot of people now put conditions into working from home type shit. It doesn't make no sense because listen, but I think the problem is because if you look at the Gen Z as they call them, when COVID happened, everybody was in their either early 20s, mid 20s, into all the way to like early teens or something like that. So that's basically what they started figuring out, kind of like if you were, I don't know, 45 years old, and then COVID happened, and then you discovered like the work from home thing, and then you go back to work again. I don't feel like it's gonna be that weird to you, or like it's gonna be that much of a deal breaker. Like the people because they knew all their lives before COVID.
Yeah, they used to go to work actually
for 10 plus years. Like when you're 45, that means what? Let's say you're working from 25 years old plus for like a real job and all that after school for those who went to school. So like 20 years, you've been working, let's say, you know, you've been going to work. You know what I mean?
Work,
and so when COVID happens, like that those 2 years of you working from home, I don't think it's gonna change dramatically as much as for someone who is in their early 20s, mid 20s,
who only have 2 years of work experience,
or even less, or like they were starting, you know, they're about to start, or that was their second or third experience or something like that, and they experienced that for like over a year, 2 years, something like that. Now it becomes like, oh shit, you know what, this is what I want to do. You know what I mean? I feel like that also didn't help when it comes to the Gen Z thing. When it comes to that particular that specific example about like the work from home living. When it comes to something else, because people sometimes what they say is, I don't feel no excitement, or I don't feel like I am part of the company, or I don't feel like I'm making a change in the company. That's like boring and lazy excuses.
I think
because you've been there for like 6 months, a year maybe, and you telling me that you're not feeling like you're having an impact or some shit like that, bro. You were not the foundation of the company. Like you just got there. Like 1 year goes by so fast. In 1 year, you're not even done learning the things yet, like completely, for you to think about having a big impact like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or to move up actually.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
Position.
Exactly. You know, like people I feel like are not patient anymore. It's as soon as they get somewhere, it's like, oh no, we need to do this, and that, or I need this raise and that raise, and not even looking to get results before getting a raise. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We do lack patience a lot.
Yeah.
A lot, because man, if I look at some people, actually, you send them, let's say a random, that's a basic example. You send them a text message, like a long one or whatever, you tell them to read that one, they will be like, oh, it's just too long to read.
Exactly.
It's crazy. Or you send them a video of a minute, even less than, let's say 3 minute max, they won't be able to focus.
They're not watching everything. That's because I feel like the social media thing, the reels, the reels and the TikToks, the reels were like, before it was like 10 seconds shit.
Yeah.
So you want to just scroll, boom, scroll, boom,
you
scroll.
You want to see the next one.
Exactly.
Right away. So
the brain's been programmed a lot into that type of situation where like you see a video of, as you were saying, 3-4 minutes, and even movies.
I know.
Like when I'm watching movies with my girlfriend, she's fast forwarding every time, and I'm like, madre, I'm trying to understand. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And I'm like, okay, but why? Or when she's alone, let's say, because sometimes when we're together, I'm just take the remote control. But when she's alone, it's like she's okay. Fast forward. Wow. And I'm like, okay, but are you gonna watch the movie or like? It's like she's looking to get into the next thing, and I feel like that's because of social media, scrolling. every time into the reels.
It is.
And I know a lot of people like that.
Wow. I mean, I don't do that. I don't fast forward. I don't do that with movies. But when I'm watching something that I want to learn, actually, I put the time lapse the time speed, at 1.5 sometimes.
That makes sense. That's
in order
because
to learn as quick as possible.
Yeah,
because I want to watch a lot of videos on that specific topic.
That's like, okay, here's the difference. When you're learning something, you're not skipping anything.
No, I'm not.
That's my point.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the skipping the steps. So when you fast forward in 10 seconds, you skip 10 seconds.
Like 10 seconds.
So whatever happened between those 10 seconds, you don't know.
Definitely.
So when you're doing 1.5x, you're not skipping anything.
No.
Because you are capable of still getting the information at that speed. So you're good. So you're not skipping. It's more. I'm talking about skipping the steps. Like people want to get so fast somewhere that they don't want to take the necessary steps to get
there. Actually, that's a great. How can I say that? I mean, what you said about skipping the steps. Sorry. Yeah. We are so in a hurry nowadays.
Yeah.
We start something today, and by the next day, when someone else show us something different, we're like, oh, okay, I want to jump into that right away.
Exactly.
Without even finishing what you started yesterday.
Even the jobs. You start one job and then you see another job that pays better. Then you get there, another job that pays better or give you extra vacation, and you go there, and you don't try. And then you're like, okay, I'm not having an impact. Of course, you're not. Like you're not gonna have an impact somewhere you're not like
you're not an expert,
or you're not even staying enough.
Oh, okay.
I've been with my company for 2 years and I feel like I don't know shit still. I know a lot of things. I know exactly how a lot of things work, but it passed by so fast that if I think about quitting now, it's like, what? And every time I'm like, nah, I need the experience. I need this. I need that. I need to do this. I need to do that. You need to be prepared enough. Like, I feel like you gotta do at least 5 years somewhere to be like, yeah, I know what this is. And now, if it's as you said, like an unhealthy environment, like just problems,
problems, toxicity, a toxic environment,
then I understand. But if it's
think about leaving,
exactly. If it's not. The company has probably, it's more like, okay, you're not feeling well, you don't feel like this is what you want to do, or you don't feel like, nah, man, allow me with that type of arguments,
I forgot what I wanted to say. I swear to God.
That's my story with him, man.
I swear I forgot what I wanted to say.
He needs to have a notebook.
And I need to say this right away, because
go ahead. Go ahead. Hey, no,
I'm kidding. But yeah, I mean, it happens to all of us whenever we go at a job and we ask someone, the elders over there, how long they've been there at that job, and they tell us 10 plus 10 years, plus 15 years.
Yeah.
Some people actually even tell you that they've been there for 30 years.
Yeah, I know people in my company.
We are like, what?
Yeah.
How can you stay at a job that longer?
That's true.
Yeah, it
that
always
is
happens
so
to us
true.
nowadays.
It's like, how have you been here for that? Yeah,
and we judge them.
Yeah,
we start being judgmental.
That
We're
is
like, oh
so
man,
true.
You've been. You have wasted your life.
Yeah,
all this time.
Yeah, we feel like going from one job to another is good experience. Blah blah blah. I don't think so, man. That's what in the podcast Simon Sinek was talking about. He said a lot of people say they don't cheat, like they are like monogamous and shit. He's like, but monogamy means committing to somebody for basically life or for years. He said people are not having monogamy. People are just having multiple monogamous couples. It's like you go with this person for 1 year and then you leave and then you go. It's like you got 15 monogamous relationships and you call that you know what I mean, but in reality, you know, it's not like of course it's different from cheating, but you still are experiencing 15 different women or men,
of course,
you know, and
that's being polygamous, brother.
That's exactly that's just another way of being
polygamous.
That's what I'm saying, right? It's not all of them at the same time, but every year you're switching like a freaking team or whatever you get. I don't know. You just switch from one girl to another, from one man to another. Like, come on, man. At some point, what are we talking about?
You know, the other day, I received a call from a customer, and she was around 75 years old, and she has when they her and her husband, they share an account together.
Okay.
And I remember, you know, the husband was working in their backyard, but I wanted to speak to the husband first, you know, in order to, you know, authenticate the person.
Yeah.
And she was like, he's my husband, and she was telling me their story, and she said, we've been together for 50 years.
Gosh.
50 years.
You don't see that anymore.
And there is something funny she told me. She said, I don't think you'll she was like, I don't think you will stay with your wife or that longer, actually. And I was like, oh, no, I'll definitely do everything, you know, to do this, to be with my wife for 50 years. And she started laughing. She was like, oh, no, I don't think nowadays you guys will do that. I swear to God. I remember.
And she's fucking right. No, but she's right.
She was like, I was like, wow, 50 years.
Yeah.
Bro. They're both 75 years old.
Because now, like, anything we don't like is, man, I'm gonna get tired of this. And even, honestly, I swear to God, like, once I was sitting down and I was like, shit. I was like, this is so fucking true. It's like, no, for real. I remember, like, my previous relationship, that's what exactly was happening. It's like, oh, this is exactly the reason I'm bouncing. You know what I mean? And so, it's gonna become toxic at a certain point. It's gonna be like, oh, you did this and this and this and this and this, instead of, you know, communicating, hashing that out and just flush it. Because the problem in a relation is that now even when you talk about something, or let's say people, they don't talk about it, they get bothered. That's why
I used to be that way, but I started to realize that that's something that was unhealthy for me.
It is unhealthy for you and
not
the relationship.
Not only for me, but exactly, and the relation and the other person, because you know, they don't know how I'm feeling. You know, if I don't communicate my feelings, then, you know, I don't think they will be able to behave the way I want them to do so.
And I feel like even today, men want to please women so bad that they don't want to tell them when they don't like something. It's like, I'll give you an example.
Wow, I like that.
I give you an example. You don't like something. Instead of telling the person, hey, listen, I don't like that. Don't do that. It's, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna let it go. But then at some point, it's gonna become a lot, and then it's gonna become too much to handle because you didn't handle the first situation and the second and the third. Now you're at the 10th, and you're like, hey, fuck, I'm over this. Yeah. Instead of just, okay, when she's talking, she's screaming, hey, just lower your voice when you're talking to me, please. I don't like that.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
In the first place, the first time she does
right there.
I mean, you
or
tell her.
Even if you don't tell her right away, just you're arguing, blah blah, you're done, and then you know, the next day it's like, all right, listen, when we're arguing, don't ever scream at me. Like, make it clear. Like,
that's it.
Vice versa. It works both ways. And let's say, you know, whatever I feel like the little things that bother you that you let go, those are the ones that are gonna pile up. Exactly. And that's the reason I feel like people are like, especially men, so scared because they want to please the women. They don't want to appear as, oh, you got too many problems, or you controlling. Especially today, whatever you say, people on social media, oh, this is a controlling man. You know what I mean? A control freak. That's actually the expression. I don't give a shit if you feel like I'm a control freak. I'm gonna tell you what I like, just so you know what I don't like as well. And that's it. Because if you feel like I'm a control freak, then that just means you're not for me, I'm not for you. That's it. Let's hash it out. Then guess what? The next girl that is gonna love me properly and that I'm gonna love properly is gonna understand, hey, he don't like that, I'm gonna try and not do that. and she's not gonna think I'm a control freak. So if you think that just means bye, you're for the streets and not for me. That's just what it is. And I feel like today,
and I don't even understand those people who say those type of things.
Yeah,
man, that's not even being controlling, because
that's what I'm saying.
You just wanna tell,
exactly,
you're expressing yourself,
exactly,
and then if you don't do that, they'll be like, "Oh, man, don't open up."
No, exactly. It's don't open up. Oh, he don't talk. Oh, it's like this. Nah, listen to all the men out there. You need to be voicing up. Like, don't listen to what you see on social media about being a control freak, about being this, and don't try to please your woman in every single case. And like, let's say you see that she's going out too much.
I mean,
or even
if
too
you
much.
Don't like it.
Too much is even a lot. Like you see that she's going out this week and next week and the following week. It's instead of just telling her right away that hey, I don't like shit like this, you let it fly and you're like, you know what, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna marry this girl. And then you wasted your time, man. You wasted your time because of course I'm not saying every girl should be something that you want to marry, but I'm talking about if you know that you're serious about something, make it serious. If you know you're not serious, don't waste their time either. It's bad in both cases. Like, just, you know.
Yes, sir. But yeah, I mean, you know, answering the question, actually, I think Simon Sinek is right. And I think most of Gen Z, people that were born between, you know, 95 till
2010.
Not only 2010, but even those babies that are just born.
Nah, man, those babies gonna be something else, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Yo,
let's talk about the iPad kid. Those babies that were born during the pandemic.
I swear,
those babies,
bro,
man, if they don't have their iPad, man,
they're done.
They will be crying.
I'm wondering how I'm gonna be with my kids. You know,
sometime in the traffic, I see, you know, babies. They are watching, you know, teletoons or cartoons
and shit in the back.
Yeah, in the back. But do you know where the father or the mother, whoever their parents, put the cell phone just? You see where you put your head
at the back of the head.
Exactly. They just put it there so that the child will be, you know, will remain calm, silent, won't be disturbing. That's just crazy. I mean, if you don't want your child to be disturbing or whatever, it's not that should not be a reason for you to give them an iPad.
That is a lazy parent.
For them to keep their focus all on that iPad. I mean, find something more instructive.
Exactly.
You know, something educative where they will be learning, you know, stuff.
Put them on the right path. That's what I would say. Like, make them understand. Like, I feel like people, especially, the problem also is in the Western countries nowadays. It's kids tend to have so much power.
Yeah, they do have a lot of
power. when you're screaming at them, they call the police. They are taught that in school. That's why I hate schools here. They are taught in school that, hey, if you're feeling violence, and they call that violence, even though, you know, emotions are emotions. Sometimes screaming at your kid is just not. You're not being violent. The reason you scream is for them to understand, oh shit, he's serious.
Of course.
Because if your kid cannot make the difference between when you're serious versus when you're fucking around, that's dangerous. You know, they just never gonna listen to you.
Never.
And that's what's happening today's parents are becoming very lazy. Whenever they want their kids to sit somewhere, they give them their phone. That's a lazy way to educate your kid, man. A lazy way. I'm telling you that right now. If you're doing that, you're wrong. Because then when they grow up and you're like, oh no, I try to do this and do that. I got cousins, bro. They sit down in front of the TV during summer until 4 in the morning, bro. They're like what, 8 to 10 years old at the time.
Come on,
it's like, bro, how?
Bad.
That's bad.
That's bad.
You know, that's real bad. Like my kids are not sitting in front of the TV after 9 p.m. until you max. Are at least 13 to 14 years old. 10 is your most.
That's the max.
That's the
and
max.
That's on weekends only.
That's on weekends. That's on weekends and during the summer.
Yeah, maybe
vacation.
Saturday night.
10 p.m. cut off.
Yes, sir.
8:30 to 9 p.m. when you got school in the morning. Because listen, they need to rest. They need you know. Your mind needs to rest when you're a kid. That's all I know. My dad raised me like that, and thank God he did.
Definitely.
And my mom too. So that's what I'm gonna try and apply and pass that on my kids. Whoever's not doing that type of shit, you're a lazy parent. But anyway,
that was,
all that to say, us the today's generation, what we do is just anything that's bothering us, we use that as an excuse to just leave, to quit. Exactly, that's the word, to quit. You know what I mean? And that don't make no sense, bruv.
We're weak.
Anyway, something else that is in today's generation is called body positivity movement. Do you think? Sorry about that.
Well, you can explain actually what body positivity movement is.
All right.
Before you ask a question.
Body positivity movement basically is, today they talk about a lot about body shaming. So when someone says something about body shaming, most of the time they're referring to overweight. And body positivity movement is basically, the people that are, oversized and all that are put in front. It's like, oh, don't be ashamed of your body, don't be this. They put them in magazines. When they're doing shootings, they do shootings with, people that are overweights. And when they're creating even like, the bikinis and shit, that's for women. And on the men's side, it's, when they're creating like, underwears or anything, putting, overweight people in front to
maybe give them
help
confidence.
Them exactly, to give them confidence.
Exactly,
help them have a boost of confidence a little bit.
Assume, their body.
Exactly, that's exactly what it is. So basically, the question is, do you think body positivity movement is a problem for today's society? Is it problematic for today's society? Do you think that's what we should do? Like pushing the movement of people being overweight as a good thing? Because let's be honest, I understand sometimes we don't want to speak on some topics because we want to be very careful about what we say.
Definitely we will.
But at the same time, there are things where
feelings,
exactly where are things
we don't care.
We don't give a shit, But here's I'm gonna go. Here's what I think. At some point, there is a reason why we say a healthy weight. I feel like there are people that are sick. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about the people that are sick and they have, a certain illness that whatever, like even if they eat one spoon of anything, they're gaining weight so easily. Those need help from doctors and shit. That's not what we're talking about here. We talk about the people that get, overweight by just eating whatever
bad habits.
Exactly, bad habits. Just eating whatever they're doing, not doing anything, staying laid down the whole freaking day. So I feel like today, the first thing people think about when someone get overweight is to tell them go to the gym. So I don't agree necessarily with that, because a lot of people, when they go to the gym and they start lifting weights, they start like doing the machines and like they start doing what people are doing in the gym, and thinking they're gonna be as fit as the people that are in there. Nah, when you're overweight, first of all, it means there is fat in your body. You need to burn the fat. So you need to do something that's cardio related, something that's really intense, that's gonna make you sweat a lot. So you need to go run first. And some people want to go run on the treadmill in the gym. I don't know about that. Maybe you can start with that, but the best way I feel like to burn fat, or like to just sweat a lot easily, is to go outside and run outside. Because sometimes even when you walk fast, you're gonna sweat a lot.
You do.
And some people are gonna say, oh, if it's during winter, blah blah blah. Even during winter, bro, trust me, when you get the real, when you recover properly and you start running, you're gonna sweat real fast, and you're gonna sweat even more during when you're doing that.
Burn a lot more actually.
You're gonna burn a lot more fat. And the other thing is gonna be control what you put in your body. And people don't even understand. They want to keep the same habits.
I think that's over 60% of what help you or what help people lose
weight. Exactly. It's because when you go to the gym and you keep the same eating habits,
bro,
you're just canceling each other, so you're gonna maintain your weight, or even maybe sometimes you're gonna go still over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that gym thing don't make sense. To me. It's not always. That's not always like the solution. Now the gym, if you want to gain weight, then fastest way to gain weight is the gym, that's for sure, and eating a lot. That's just what it is.
So I mean, I think it is a bad thing for real though, pushing it, making us believe that it is a good thing to have, to be overweighted.
Exactly.
Which is not, because most of the time that's something even bad for your health. We all know that you're unhealthy most of the time. Your heart, you will be having so many problems, actually, so many little diseases every time. You will be struggling with breathing correctly, all those type of related, everything that's related to your health. I mean, you will be having them. So they should be stopping to pushing those things towards and making us believe that it is a good thing. Because I remember there is this woman, she's a singer, she is really overweighted. I forgot her name.
Lizzo.
Oh, Lizzo, yeah.
The way I know that was because it was 2 weeks ago. I was watching a podcast that was talking about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Lizzo.
Not a podcast. It was anyway, something on YouTube that was talking about Lizzo.
Yeah. I mean, I like the way she's expressing herself. She is like, okay, I want to go outside. I want to do my music and everything. I don't want to give a damn about what people say about my body and shit. But I'll definitely suggest her to control her eating habits, to eat healthy, and to exercise more, in order to stay in shape.
Exactly.
Because
it's not healthy.
We all know it is unhealthy. No cap.
It's just what it is. It's just the fact.
No cap. You mentioned it in the beginning that some people are actually sick just because whatever they eat, the slightest thing they eat, the slightest portion they eat, can make them gain weight. So
that becomes tough. When you're sick, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the people that are not controlling.
Actually, exempted from
exactly.
This.
It's like you can be out. Of course, listen. We don't want to tell you to lose your confidence on your body, but you see that same confidence that you have on your body to be like, oh yeah, because there are people out there that don't deserve, that because honestly, I know a lot of people that are overweight. Most of them are lazy that I know. Like most of them don't want to move for nothing. Then whenever they want to try to do something, it's like
I think it's hard. It's not that I think it is hard for them to.
It's hard to move all the time, and that's because, and that's why even when you start doing sports, it's gonna be harder for you to accommodate. It's because your body is not allowing you to do that. You know what I mean? And you don't want to recognize that. You want to stay in your phantasm of I am in my body and I'm comfortable with it. It's not. You see, there's two different things. Be comfortable with your body, and at the same time work towards being healthy. That's all we're asking. We're not asking you to be jacked. We're not asking you to be cut and shit. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about having a healthy weight. You know what I mean? If you're 5'5" and you're 300 pounds, something is wrong. Let's just agree with that. That's just, we all need, if we don't agree with that, then there is a problem in the way you're thinking, because you can't be 5'5" and 300 pounds.
Oh, that's too much, bro.
And
that's too much.
As soon as you start talking about that, people talking about body shaming. Listen, at some point we need to just start to tell the truth to each other without finding ways to just finding expressions to make that a bad thing. Because I feel like what's happening in today's society is that these big companies, they're the one that's ruining the world. So anybody that starts complaining and they don't want bad reviews, so they start doing something, a campaign that's gonna push that thing in the world
to make them happy.
So that's why you see all these movements in the world that are taking place, that are taking a bigger space.
Crazy.
It's because of that. It's because of people that are making money. They don't want to lose that money. They don't want to have bad reviews. They don't want to look bad in front of society, and so they start making movements towards that. And I don't know if that's the right way to do. For them, it is, because it's gonna keep their company floating. They're gonna keep making money. But for the rest of society, you got kids out there that are watching it, and they're gonna think that's the right thing to do. You know, sometimes it's not because it's viewed in a bad way that means, oh no, we have to do something, we have to be more caring or more open-minded,
or being more inclusive.
Exactly. It's not about, it's not, we're not gonna, I don't care if you're 300, 400, 500 pounds. I'm not gonna reject you. I'm not gonna talk about, oh man, no, if we're right there, right in front of you, I'm not gonna say anything. Behind you, I might say something. I'm gonna be like, fat ass.
No cap.
I might say some shit. I'm sorry. It's like you see me, you're gonna say that skinny ass.
Yeah.
And that's not called body shaming. You know what I mean? When you say somebody skinny ass, that's not. You see, that's not. People rarely call that type of thing.
It is referred to
people that are overweight. And if you see there is a term for it, it's because it's bad. I'm sorry. It's just because it's bad. You know, and just find a way to be healthy. That's just what I feel like. It's there's nothing wrong in somebody calling you out.
But the other thing is that I think those people go through a lot of mental problems. They are very anxious. They all of the time, because I think those people, as you said, you know, when they are lazy, and laziness puts you in that situation where you just want to do nothing. You don't want to do nothing, and you will be eating anything.
Yeah, that's
true.
You'll
be buying any food. You will be starting. You'll start to order foods. I mean, without even
eating a lot of sugar.
Exactly, eating a lot of processed food and shit. Yeah. So that's what happened, and then by doing that, bro, you're just gaining weight. I remember, you know, during pandemic, how many people gained a lot of weight, because I remember,
of course,
where I used to play soccer.
Yeah.
People, when I came back 2 years, when we started playing 2 years after the pandemic, a lot of people were overweighted. I started to think about what happened, and then I, you know, remember that there was a pandemic. Everyone was, you know, locked down and shit.
Of course, and that's the thing. Like, you know, I understand, like, again, for a lot of people that are, you know, in that category, it's hard for them to get out or ask for help or some shit like that. But, you know, you can talk about somebody that's close to you. You know what I mean? Like, just think about doing something. But I feel like they can't help themselves too. It's, as you said, that anxious part also. Some people, that's what happens. They're anxious and food calms them down. That's just an excuse, man.
I know.
It's like someone that's saying.
Someone told me that. Someone said when they are stressed, when they're being stressed out, they will be eating everything. They put everything into food.
Exactly.
To make themselves comfortable, happy, actually.
Exactly, and that doesn't make sense. It's like me. It's like me saying, when I'm stressed out, I gotta drink 10 bottles of alcohol.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
But can we agree it's not healthy?
It's not.
It's like someone who smokes cigarette. Well, people that are smoking cigarette, a lot of them is because of stress. When they're stressed, you see them every time they're losing their shit. They gotta smoke every single time. Does that make it healthy for them? No. You know what I mean?
Same thing applies to, you know.
The same thing applies to, you know, you can't just say because I'm anxious, because this, because that, I find this in food. No. You get what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, we would never agree with that. And that brings me to my question. Do you think the people that are overweight, is it by choice, aka lack of discipline, laziness, all that, or do you think it's not their fault?
Man, I'll say, I'll say, because I see a lot of, let's say, I'm gonna take the kids from 5 years old till 12 years old, okay? because I know a lot of kids, I have seen a lot of kids outside that are actually overweighted.
Yeah.
I see them always eating snacks, sugaries and shit, while their parents are right beside
there,
them.
exactly.
You know, so during that period, I think it's not their fault.
Yeah.
But after that, being 15, 16 and plus, then, you know, I think you start being responsible.
True.
You know, you start taking a lot of responsibilities, you know, for yourself. You start understanding, knowing that, oh, my body, because you notice it, you see other people and shit.
That's true.
So you start seeing, understanding that, this is not something good.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's when you start taking your responsibilities. When I take this guy, David Goggins, he used to be fat.
I saw
he hated
him,
himself.
bro.
He used to hate himself.
I saw him.
Until he decided that, you know, he wants to lose all that weight.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Because he realized that was something unhealthy for himself. So I don't think everyone wants to be like David Goggins and shit. But, you know, working toward it, you don't need to be like that. Yeah. But working toward it, you know, you have to realize that
it's gonna take some time.
It's gonna take some time.
Effort.
Effort and everything, of course, but you have to realize first that you have to recognize first that it is unhealthy.
Yeah.
If you don't, then it is gonna be hard for you to, you know, do all the other steps.
Yeah, because the first step to solve a problem is to recognize there is one.
Yeah, but yeah,
if you don't,
to answer your question, I think most of them, I'll say out of 100 people, I'll say 92 people it's their fault.
Yeah. Except again, we're gonna say this and say it again. We're not talking about the ones that are sick.
I mean,
out of context.
Yeah.
Talking about the rest.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Like I feel like most of it, again, as you were saying, sometimes it happens that, you know, kids, they don't know nothing.
They don't.
They like food. They love food.
Yeah.
They just eat it.
Yeah.
You know, and when the parents don't control that, the kids are gonna think it's normal.
Exactly.
And they're gonna grow in that environment, thinking eating food every time is normal.
Yeah.
And they are 4, 5, 6 years old, eating all the time.
Yeah.
And you don't control that. You give them sugar, whatever they ask, they start crying. You're like, okay, take it.
Yeah.
That's a bad way, because they're gonna grow in that mood.
Yeah.
And they are used to something like that. You get what I mean? And they're gonna grow overweight. And now they are 20, 21 years old.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. When they're 5, 6, they get bullied at school. Like every time people at school gonna see them, oh my God, some shit. Like kids are kids. They're just mean to each other. That's just how it is. And so that person not only is gonna grow overweight, but also is gonna grow with lack of confidence, with some mental issues in terms of, as soon as you bring the weight, it's
they uncomfortable right away.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, you hit them.
So
something.
I feel bad for those type of people. I just hope that when they get old, they realize that there is a problem. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And that they want to start working towards that, because otherwise it's gonna be a big problem. Now, I want to talk about the ones that are not sick as first, but also get overweight when they are at an age where they understand what life is about. And let's say 15, 16
and
plus.
those who used to have normal weight, and then, you know, by the age of when they started growing up, they got a lot of weight.
Let's say 16 plus, and then you start eating like crazy, and then you start blaming anxiety, you start blaming anything around you instead of yourself, instead of not realizing that you just couldn't control yourself. I'm sorry for you.
Yeah.
It's your choice.
Yeah.
It was your choice. It's your fault 100%.
Yep.
Anything you say other than that, again, when you're not sick, it's an excuse.
Yeah.
100%. I don't care what you say. I don't care who says. It's an excuse. It's you could have controlled that. You know what I mean? It's yourself just realizing, oh no, I want food right now, and you eat it, and then you follow in your stomach, or you follow in whatever you want. It cannot be like that. You know what I mean? If someone was drinking every single time that he felt like, he was gonna die right away, you know, and that's not even good either. Like we were saying, the people who smokes all the time doesn't make it good for them.
Yeah.
You know, so it's your fault. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, it is actually, you know, I definitely agree. I think we can change a lot of things we want to change in ourselves, and that start with recognizing, being awareness, actually, you know, being aware that it is something that's bad for us.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it's their responsibility, as I said, especially those who used to be skinny when they were young.
Exactly.
And just because 2 years ago they were in a good shape, and then
boom,
I don't know what happened in their life, you know. Some might be, I don't know, they might be going through a lot of things
Excuses.
that make them, I think so, yeah. So
excuses. Can't tell me you're going through worse than what's going on in Gaza. Let's just
that's
be honest.
crazy,
or
though.
anywhere in the world.
That's true, though.
You
so
know, people are
just pick up yourself, pick your shit to get, you know, start doing what's right for yourself.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry, that's your choice. Like whatever you say there, I'm going through this and blah blah, and that's the first thing people would be like, I'm going through this. All right, so if you know you're going through that, just acknowledge at the same time. So that means you know what's happening is not right. You know, because if someone tell you, if someone start blaming you and you give a reason, that means you know what you're doing is not right.
I think, yeah.
And that's why you're giving a reason. It's because you know right away that, all right, this is not right, but I'm gonna find an excuse to make it right. You get what I mean? It's like someone cheats and it's like your reason is, oh, I'm not enjoying our relationship anymore. So you know you're cheating, you know it's not good. And that's the reason you're like,
a reason, you know, to prove what you did.
If you did it, just own it.
Wrong.
Just own it. It's like, I'm not saying don't cheat, just that if you did, own it. Like as a man or as a real person, as a woman or whatever you are. You know? Anyway, let's move on.
Yes, sir.
At the end of the day,
it is what
take care of yourself. It's really important. All right, let's go. It's time for News of the Week. So,
yes, sir.
These days, what we're seeing online,
yes, sir,
is President Trump. People say he got shot. I wasn't there. I see videos. I don't know. I mean, listen.
I mean,
with AI today, yeah. I've been reading a lot of magazines that talk about a lot of news that talk about it and all that. So I go based off of that. So he was shot recently, and when he was getting out, like when they were escorting him and shit, I'm seeing like on social media that people are saying that the movement he made, a lot of, you know, he made this movement. You know, he did the Black Lives Matter sign. That's what people are saying that he did.
And so, making it too. That's too much.
That's what I'm saying. So what's being said on social media is that he gained black people's heart by being shot like that, and the next day, I don't know if it's the next day. All I know, I saw another video where the next time he was coming to talk, he entered the scene using 50 Cent music, Many Men.
Wow.
Let me show you the video.
Many Men.
Swear. So I'm gonna show you what I saw.
Wish death upon me.
Yeah.
Blood in my eyes, dog, I can see. Oh, wow. Okay.
Wait a minute. Where did I see this?
Donald Trump entering.
Where is this guy? Okay, he's here.
Entering the scene with.
So here it is. I'm telling you, he's a gangster. Yo.
I just wanna take my life away.
See the hand?
Yeah, so it's. Nah, is this real?
It's real.
Come on.
It's literally real. For
what?
Real. Yeah, it's the official page. Where I saw the video, it was the official page of like a TikTok official page that posted it. Yeah, it's real.
Wow. Man, this is insane, though.
It's real.
But yeah,
I'm telling you. I mean, listen. As he's saying, there's a lot of fake shit on social media. I'm thinking it's
definitely
real. If it's fake, then it is what it is. But if it's real, bro, he is a gangster. I am never lying.
He has always been a gangster, bro.
I'm telling you. That's why I like him.
He's been spitting facts every single. I mean, most of what he says, come out of his heart, and he doesn't even hide it from you. He just he means it.
I feel like people hate him for that.
Yeah, for saying the truth,
and that's
telling the truth.
I feel like people don't like someone that's really expressive of what they think. Yeah, people want you to think like them, be like them, do anything like them, but. Listen, you gotta agree. Sometimes,
even if you don't agree with them, you have to find a way to. I don't know, to
not be disagreeable that much.
Exactly.
You know,
to actually, like to be okay. I don't agree, but yeah, I'm with you still, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't work like that.
Does not.
You gotta understand that you have your views and people got their own views. You got your opinions and people got their own opinions.
Do you know when I started liking this guy? I remember I read his book, and I remember watching his documentary on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. And bro, that's when I started really liking him. I was like, whoa, man, he's not the man he has been portrayed. Yeah, that the media is actually saying he is, or the world, all over the world. I mean, everyone in the world is saying he is. You know, just do some research on him. You know,
that's it.
He's an inspiring person, actually, for real though.
Politics on the side,
you know, politics is politics, brother. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Everyone will lie in order to,
of course, in order to get to the top.
Exactly,
they don't
get to the top.
Always do shady
president.
Stuff. If you think these people shady, go to Africa.
Oh wow,
man, the hell.
So yeah,
he ain't even close to that shit.
He is not. So yeah,
but I'm telling you,
we're voting for him though.
If I could vote, I was gonna vote Trump.
We're voting for Trump.
I don't
Trump president back again.
What's up, man?
Back again. Yeah. But yeah, he's been shot though. You know, I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that. Yes. I saw a video.
A lot of people are talking about conspiracies and shit. But anyway, we're not gonna get into that.
I mean, we love conspiracy theories. I mean, yeah, we definitely get into that.
That's another thing. People talk about, that was planned and shit.
Yeah, they wanna make him disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's saying so many things they don't like. Because he used to be right about COVID and all those things, but you know, people thought he was crazy and shit.
People thought
when you start saying the truth, people will definitely start hating. I mean, not only hating, they will say that you're crazy.
Yeah.
They start to tell you are crazy. That's what they've told to Kanye West.
Yeah.
So many other people.
Kyrie.
So many other people. Now currently there is this man called what's his name? Come on. I'm actually even working on a documentary on him. I want to do a documentary on him. Come on, what?
He doesn't know the man he's working on.
Nah, man. There's a lot of things in my mind nowadays, bro. Yeah, that's his name. Yeah, Julian Assange. Okay. He is the founder of WikiLeaks, and he released thousands and thousands of mails. He leaked them, bro, mails where people on the top, elite people, are talking about crazy stuff.
Oh shit.
And since 2000 when was he arrested? He's been arrested, bro, just because of that. And they are portraying names, bro.
Of course they are.
Names.
That's what they do. Media just put bad stuff out there, man.
It's crazy.
Just bad stuff.
It's crazy.
But it is what it is, man.
It is what it is, brother.
Anyway, we're gonna do our next segment. Funny
things of the week.
That's it, baby. So I'm gonna show you a video.
Yes, sir.
I thought it was quite funny, so we will see.
All right.
What you think about it?
All right. We'll see.
On the English language, because we all know I'm not real good at fucking learning that, am I? But it poses a few questions. For instance, the word physical, right? The PH at the start makes an F sound. But if you think of the word fucking laugh, the two letters at the end make the F sound, which is a G and an H. And then when you think of the word through, the G and the H at the end don't make any fucking sound at all. But if you take the H and the R and through, you get fucking touched. Now all of a sudden the GH got something to fucking say about it. Meanwhile, you got the letter F sitting over here like a spare dick in a fucking water. Fuck off. I just don't understand why we put two unrelated letters together to make a sound of a letter that we already possess in the fucking alphabet. Even in the fucking word alphabet, there's a fucking TH.
Oh wow.
Who wrote these words?
That's where he got me.
Bro, he is so. I mean, I've seen something similar like this, but it was written only. But this one is even funnier.
This one is different.
This one is different.
It's like his accent. His accent, the way he's talking. That's what I got. That's what was
and his
killing
facial expressions and shit. But yeah, he is very funny.
As soon as he said physical, that's where I was like thrown away. I was like, ain't no freaking way. He's like, even in the word alphabet, there's a fucking PH.
But he's
right.
so right though. I mean, bro. These languages, not only in English, there is the same thing in French. You know? Sometimes they tell you, okay, this is the rule for this thing, and then they show you a word
where the rule
does not apply
at all.
I mean, why?
And I'm like, bruh,
come on,
it's
man,
unfreaking believable. It's
true,
just crazy.
No,
you're just trying to make us
crazy.
Well, anyway.